What's up, guys? I'm gonna do 2 videos tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna part them. And the first one's gonna be on my weird ass dreams lately, which have been affecting my sleeping. Not that I even sleep. But when I do sleep, my nightmares are like absolutely horrible, and they're vivid, and to be honest, they've been making me not want to sleep even more. No, wait, I did want to sleep, but then now it's like I'm fine with not sleeping, because when I sleep, it's like my nightmares are like vivid, and they're just absolutely terrifying. And over the past few nights, they've been random. I can't explain it. I can't associate it to anything that I've done, like during the day and whatnot. But yesterday, I don't know if probably you already saw my status, but 2 nights ago, I had this dream where I woke up and I was surrounded by dead horses. And these were massive horses. Because, well, compared to me, horses are freaking massive. And they were just lying all around me, and I don't know how many of you have encountered a dead animal before. And I'm not talking just some roadkill. Actually, no, I am talking about roadkill. I don't mean like a little squirrel or something. I mean like a dog. Or something bigger than that. Like, coming from my own personal experience, the way I can explain it to you is like when I was around these horses, and everywhere I tried to get up, but I had to touch the horse, like one horse, to like push off it to get up. And it's like everywhere, the struggle to get up, I was touching, and I felt the cold, stiff skin. And I've had experience with my own dog passing away, and I had that kind of feeling, where it's like it just felt really, really uncomfortable. And I remember the putrid smell in my dream, and it must have been the memory of the smell of dead animals and whatnot. And it was just overwhelming, and for some reason I had this thought in my head that I had killed these horses, and that I was responsible for it. Like, something was telling me that you should be guilty, you did this. And I didn't understand, because, well, myself in my dream had no memory of ever killing such an amount of horses, or even one. And anyway, that was freaking scary. And so the rest of that dream was me trying to get out of this pit of horses, of where I was. So I was climbing on top of horses, and the feeling of the putrid smell of the dead bodies, and it was revolting. And I remember feeling like I really wanted to vomit. It was that bad. And I remember for like a moment in that dream, I accidentally grabbed onto the mouth of a horse to try and get up, and it's like I felt inside, and like my fingers touched the teeth, and it was just, okay, I don't know whether this is some sort of phobia. I'm actually not afraid of horses, but the fact that I don't know, like, they were dead, and it was not a nice sensation, touching the dead bodies. So anyway, the next dream I had the same night and I don't think it was straight away proceeding with the horse one, but it was after it. Was about like this homicidal couple. I woke up in this room, and this I think is influenced by The Last of Us, because I was scavenging around the room while I was crouching and trying to be quiet, and I was picking up items from shelves and cupboards and lockers and whatnot, and I heard like someone approaching, so I hid behind the door. It's probably a stupid idea, but I hid behind the door, so when it opens, I would be like behind the door, and they straight away found me. It's like they knew where to find me. And usually, in situations like that, and I'll probably make this in another video, but usually I would lucid dream, and I can make her not find me, or I can make myself invisible, or I can just alter the whole dream entirely. But lately I haven't been able to lucid dream, and so she freaking found me, and she stabbed me, and I think her partner was there. I'm pretty sure it was her husband. They were around 50 to 60. They weren't too old. And yeah, the husband just looked so pleased as she was stabbing me. He just looked so happy. I could see it in his eyes. And I had this weird feeling like I had died before. Like I have been through the stabbing. And I've been running away from this couple for a while now. And apparently I was right, because this lady started laughing after she was God stabbing me. And she was like, oh, we've made you immortal. Like, they've done something to me. And I will always wake up after I die. So they were going to torture me forever, because I would always wake up. I was in some sort of hell, and it was like just repeating itself for eternity. And so that's basically what they were doing. They were like, I guess I would respawn somewhere in that creepy ass house, and they would find me and kill me, and then I would die and I would respawn somewhere else, and they would find me and kill me. It was scary as hell, to be honest, because the fear of knowing that they're gonna find me, they're coming to find me, and it's not gonna be over if I give up. Like, if I get killed, I have to do it again, and I have to run and hide from them. That was freaking terrifying. A dream I had that same night was, I should say morning, since I was like around 6 to 7 a.m. Terrible. But anyway, oh god, a dream that I had the same night, I think it was preceding the horse and the homicidal couple dream, was, this one's a bit harder to explain, but I was in some sort of museum, and I was walking around. I was looking at everything, that's not a nightmare. I love museums, and I love art galleries and whatnot. It was like a combination of both. And I went to this room, and it had an extraordinarily high ceiling. It's like one of those, it was a massive room, so like, maybe they would frequently import like a shipwreck, or something like that, or it was just a massive place, so you could fit really, really big artifacts and whatnot, and models. And there was some sort of obstacle in the middle of this room, and suddenly I couldn't move, and it was like I had to stay in this room, and something was going to happen, and I could not leave. And then these kids started lining up, and they, one by one, were flung up like Paranormal Activity stuff, like by the legs, like it was flung up really high, because this is extraordinarily high ceiling, onto this obstacle, right? It was an intricate obstacle of like, I think it was ropes and bars, and I'm not really sure, like kind of like a playground. So they were put there, and then they were just dropped, kind of like just like taking something really high, and then this might hurt. Ow. Okay, and then, and then just dropping. Oh. Okay, I could have showed you another way. Okay, so I'm such a bitch. Anyway, yeah, so they just dropped the child, and the way the children fell was so graphic, and it was slow mode for some unknown fucking reason. Probably some cruel ass part of my mind was like, let's slow mo it so she could see it properly when the kid snaps their neck on the middle pole when they fall. And that's what happened. They were like snapping their necks and their backs, and they were falling on different parts of their body. It was just horrible. It was just horrible, and they were screaming. And then the kids in line, like I think they were all like classmates or friends or something, and the children in line were like, they knew what was going to happen to them next because they were next in line, and it was just, I couldn't do anything. I wasn't allowed to do anything. I was made to watch the whole thing. It was not a nice dream, and I don't want to see things like that ever again. This past few days reminds me of the time when I had, should I say this for another vlog? No. Anyway, I had 2 weeks, I nearly put 4 weeks. I had 2 weeks of non-stop nightmares every single night when I was in high school. And in these 2 weeks, like, I would dream every single night. It was a nightmare of me dying in different ways. Fucking terrible. And I remember the first few days I was like, whatever. But after a while, I started to think something was really abnormal, it's like more than usual. I need to do something about it. So, I slept in different rooms, I slept with my parents, I slept with my brother and sister, I slept with my grandma, I did a lot of things. I prayed and all that. And none of those actually worked. I think it just finished like by itself. That was the end of it after 2 weeks, because the last dream I had, I remember it because I was so relieved. That was the last fucking dream I had of me dying. Was maybe, the second last was me getting shot. I was hiding in a garage from someone, and then someone just came like from the house door that's connected to the garage, and they just shot me in the head. And then the last ever one was me getting set on fire and burned alive, and I felt the heat and the stinging and it hurts so much. Not that I know what it feels like to get burned alive, but it sucked and it hurt. Yeah. So those are my shitty dreams lately. Probably gonna upload more. The shittier they get. But yeah, pretty much. Sucks very that I can't sleep. Now it sucks that every night I'm getting fucking vivid nightmares, and I can't do shit about it. So first I thought it was my sleeping position and whatnot. I got my sister to sleep with me. Oh, and the other thing I should mention just before I leave is that, like, not only do I have these nightmares, I wake up screaming, like in the way that's like, I don't know, in some comedy video or something. It's like literally like I jolt up and like I'm screaming, or I'm yelling something, and it's usually something rude. Like, the past few times I was screaming, like, my mom would hear it and she'd come and she'd be like, are you okay? And I'm just like, I just had a nightmare. And she was like, oh my god, I thought someone came to the house and robbed us. Because, yeah, apparently I was screaming things like, effing get out, or effing get away from me, or just F. F is fuck. And, yeah, it started to get really out of control this morning. I screamed when I woke up as well. It's just been crazy. I'm not complaining about it. I'm not just trying to be, like some drama queen about this, but I just don't want to make a vlog about it because, I gotta tell someone. I'm not crazy or anything. I just think that it's probably my sleeping pattern or, something's up. Insecurities or whatever. But, yeah.